This is an X. Sorry.
You're good. However you want.
Can you hear me? Okay. This is I don't know if you know that I have a book I'm writing. And this is an excerpt from the beginning of the book. Last week I was talking to Kelsey about it. She assumed it was something religious, but it's not. It is a suspense thriller. So this is just the first couple of pages. That's how it ends. In life, there are no do-overs, only choices and consequences. In retrospect, the seemingly most inconsequential choice can produce the most monumental, unexpected outcome. To trust one's instincts when a choice presents itself can be daunting and intimidating. To not make a choice is a choice. A half block from the Taqueria El Cabar in downtown Guadalajara, Palmero Guzman paused to check his mirrored reflection in the grimy glass of a storefront window. This afternoon's job interview was potentially the most significant meeting of his life. It held a promise for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to boost his somewhat stalled career and elevate it to a higher level of permanent comfort and security, not only for himself, but also for his sister Sophia. He wasn't quite certain what to expect. The inquiry about his availability was a result of an anonymous referral from a friend of a friend, as assignments requiring his combination of skills and expertise usually did. Success in his industry was always about personal connection and reliability, so his reputation alone had earned him a face-to-face with this unknown prospective employer. He saw that as a great compliment and felt flattered. Although he had not been told the specific nature of the project, he realized that previous successes would not be sufficient to seal the deal, so to speak. He would need to project an aura of extreme confidence in his ability to accomplish whatever illegal venture this powerful man might propose. Palermo took a step back for a fuller view. At 37, his stocky build was still in fairly good shape. He believed the few extra muscular pounds he carried gave his 5'8" frame the intimidating illusion of being larger than it was. Well, that along with the 2-inch heels on his spit-shine Oxfords. He decided that his barber had done an exceptionally good job trimming his mustache and goatee, thinning the appearance of his face, hiding the hint of a double chin. Smoothing down his tie, he buttoned his suit jacket, gave his crisply starched shirt cuffs a finishing tug, and ran his flattened palm over a wavy stray lock that escaped a massive coat of his hair gel. He wiped his hand. He wiped his hand with his handkerchief and then replaced it in his breast pocket. Satisfied that he indeed had created the appropriate image, he strolled coolly over to the cafe's entrance. Not a soul looked up as he stepped through the door and surveyed the late afternoon diners, sparsely dotting the room. He remembered asking how he could recognize its content. The terse response had been, "Never mind about that. We'll know you." So Palermo hovered for a second, unsure whether to choose a table toward the back of the room or self-consciously stand and wait for someone to approach him. When the door buzzed behind him, he turned to see the new arrival wore a chauffeur's uniform, complete with cap. Palermo could tell that the man's true profession was more thug and bodyguard than driver, but his approach offered a polite enough command. "Sir, you need to come with me." Outside, there was a stretched limo with deeply tinted windows idling at the curb. The driver escorted Palermo to the rear door, but stopped short of opening it. "Sorry, sir, but I need to check you out. You understand?" Of course, Palermo understood. Claro. He spread his feet slightly further apart and extended his arms away from the sides. The driver conducted an expertly brief but thorough body search, then unlocked the car with a flick of his key fob and opened the rear door. "If you please, sir." Palermo passed into the darkened interior, savvy enough not to ask who was inside or where he was being taken. Although the man introduced himself using an alias, Palermo recognized Senor Garcia as a powerful political figure well known through Mexico. The use of the alias merely implied that his true identity was the first secret of many he was to keep. The limo pulled into traffic as the interview began. "I am told that you are a man who can work under the radar, so to speak, a professional who understands confidentiality, someone who has connections and experience in, shall we say, the trading of oil." "Thank you, yes, although I'm sure you understand that discretion prevents my providing concrete references or details." The politician waved away the issue. "Of course. However, I seek more than those talents. I am looking for a tough leader, someone who can forge a team of specialists into an effective strike force, and most importantly, who is strong on strategy and implementing plans." This seemed to be a more complex job than Palermo had considered. "Can you give me an idea of the target? Kidnapping? Heist?" The man delayed his response, refilling his snifter of brandy with a crystal decanter from the limo's bar. Palermo saw through the gesture for what it was, a ploy to build suspense and add to the impact of the subsequent reply. "Nothing as mundane or inconsequential as that. Don't simply think big money, think permanent wealth. You see, I find myself in a situation where it would be to my advantage if the international market for oil suffered some, let us say, problems with supply. Supply goes down, demand goes up. Anyone holding oil or oil futures benefits from the skyrocketing prices. If you're the right man, you would be set for life." Palermo remained blank-faced as his mind raced. It was true that he had occasionally traded in some black oil, but this sounded way out of his league. He tried to calm his soaring pulse as he sensed his body heat about to erupt into a sweat. It would be too dangerous, possibly deadly, to commit to this job without knowing more details. So what did you have in mind exactly? I think blowing up a handful of American oil rigs in the Gulf would be sufficient.
Okay.
I don't have the resources for that, but I do. You do the planning and management, I provide the financial backing and technical support. I have one or two other specialists like yourself in mind for the team. It will be up to you to pick the rest. What's your timetable? Well, that's a bit more fluid. Depends on market conditions. You will need to be ready to leave at a moment's notice by, let's say, by the end of May. The risks are high, but the rewards are sweet. It's all you need to know for now. So tell me, are you the man for the job or not?
This is a song I used to woo my wife.
Oh, easy, ladies.
I sent my sinuses to Arizona.
Okay.
I sent my liver to Peru. I sent my lungs and my kidney for the summer to Sydney, but I'm sending my heart to you.
Oh,
I think that was George Crumb.
okay.
I have a couple poems. They're gay. I don't usually name my poems, but this one is called Heart-Shaped Stickers. Now I'm nervous. When I look at her, my whole world expands. Heart-shaped stickers and melodious harmonies. Walks with the dog and tea by the window. Sitting next to her on that bench, feeling her arm knock into mine, fingers reaching. My heart is overflowing. I'd give it to her if I could. I'll sit on that bench and be blinded by the sun just to look at her.
Beautiful.
Another one. She, with her brunette locks and joy-filled eyes. She, with the voice of an angel and a smile so kind. She who hugs me so tight, the world disappears. She who sometimes looks at me in a way that makes me wonder if she feels that way too.
Music and I teach music, but I also compose music. My compositions have been recorded, unfortunately. But I have a very short one I want to share with you. And this was written for my granddaughter Rhea when she was a few weeks old. And it's short and slow, but
Whoa. Girl, we've got work to do. Pass me the paint and the glue. Perfect isn't easy, but it's me. And one knows the world is watching. One does what one must. Some minor adjustments, darling, not for my vanity, but for humanity.
Right.
Let's go. See how the breathing shows. Oh, sometimes it's too much for even me. But when the world says yes, then who am I to say no? Don't ask a much to strut like a showgirl. No girl, you need a pro. Not a flea or a flaw. Take a peek at that paw. La-di-da-da. Perfection becomes meaningful. Unrivaled, unruffled. I need a leash. Just drop. Hard stop. So clapping and clapping. We're not talking laughing. The barking of the wrong tree. You pretty pups all over the city. I have your heart, and you have my pity. Pretty is nice, but still, it's just pretty. Perfect, my dear, is me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like laugh until I cried, so you be so. This song, it's oh, and I have a theater company, EB, by the way, just so you know. This song I actually heard when right after it came out in '93. Somebody sang it at our talent show at university, and it was really hard to find it on accompaniment, but I kept going back to this one. It was funny during the sermon. I kept going, should I pick one of the other songs, trying to make it relevant? But I think this one's still pretty good. It's called "If I Were." If I were a wall, I'd fall down around you and build you a home where you could be safe and warm. I'd keep out the cold. Yes, I'd be your shelter. If I were a wall. If I were a storm, gently pass over and send down my rain, sweet rain, to cover your tears. I stay till the sun could shine down upon you. If I were a storm, if I were a kiss, I'd seal every promise and follow the softest words to fall from your lips. And I would live on in only a moment. If I were a kiss, if I were a friend, I'd rise without ceasing, lifting you higher with each breath that I take. I cover your soul with only whisper. If I were a friend, if I were a friend, if I
Who's after the team? Fred, remember, one more. We're going to do this again.
I hope I'm up. I can't.
Jane, are you after James?
Yes.
Okay, good. And then whoever else wants to go, you gotta come to the next talent show. Yeah.
So this is kind of a long poem. It's called Heaven Up. I hope I don't mess it up. It's been a while. What's happening, dog? What's cracking, dog? Funny you should call me that. Please, all my friends call me Lou. Mind if I call you Jack? Sure, man, what you want? I'll get to that. But now just know I got your back. I watched you battle your way to the top, dropping the rawest tracks. You got some flawless raps. I have to admit, kid, you caught my eye. Every day you walk around greatness when you talking rhyme. So I'm gonna keep it real with you. Nothing but truth all the time. I am Satan. That's right. Evil personified, but really that's falsified, dog, because I've been dealt a bad hand. All because of a choice I made to not waste the praise of that man. Understand? I was there when he thought of this vast plan for creation of the earth, humanity, animals, and plants. That's fact. My knowledge far exceeds 1 trillion students' worth, from evolution to string theory, all the secrets of the universe. The truth can hurt. especially when it goes against all you have learned. And the truth is, the Almighty made a mistake with human birth. I'll prove it. First, look at every other species of mammal. They adapt to their habitats. In fact, each of them handled the act of survival quite well in their own kingdoms and channeled the energies of this planet without seeming like vandals. Now, look at people, and can you say the same about them? They'll use up a region's resources till they have wasted it. Then, when they're face to face with the end of their place to stay, they pretend it's okay and straight to the next location they can infect like parasites. Animals kill for food and survival. But humans just try to murder for sport or for feuding with rivals. It's useless to lie and say you're untruthful inside. You know what I'm saying is facts. So ask yourself, who would decide to allow all this to continue when they have power to change it? The answer, God Almighty, the one you shower with praises. I tried to plead with him. I told him free will would devour the brain, but he cast me down in the flames of my name devoured the disgrace. Think about it. If God was so loving, someone who shows forgiveness, why would I set goals to sit up higher than his throne in heaven? Where's the logic if I go against him and oppose his system? If he's so full of grace and battling him shows no wisdom. Do you even know the scripture? The king of Tyrus, Rabi, Ezekiel, chapter 28, 11 to 19. Read that now. If you were me, would you give up such fine things just because you know that what your boss is doing is shiesty? Well, I do. And soon, very soon, time will come when I'll stage my revolt. The angels will blow their trumpets on the end of days was foretold in Revelation ages ago. It'd be amazing for sure, but I need some soldiers, some real gladiators who know that what I'm saying is true. The whole Christian faith is a joke, and we'll fight to the end like warriors in the face of our foe. Till then, you'll live a luxurious life. Every nation will know your name. I'll give you everything you want in exchange for your soul. He disappeared, vanished without a trace. I was left by myself to contemplate on the statements he said. I was greatly depressed, mainly because he was making some sense. The entire human race is a mess, plain disgrace for the best. All of a sudden, the place where I rest, glowing with light. Standing before me, night, with enormous wings growing from right out of his bag. He was clothed in some white robes, holding a bright fiery sword in his right hand. What a glorious sight. As I looked in his eyes, I knew he was good. Moist and deep blue. I am like an angel of God. His voice was peaceful. He continued, I was sent here by the great anointed king who points his people in the right direction when giving a choice of evil. Now rejoice, for he knew this day would come. Lord is omnipresent. Omniscient and omnipotent, son. You've got his blessing. He gave you the gift of music. Now Lucifer wants a weapon. He buried lies under truth to confuse you with wrong perception. He's trying to fuck your head with false impressions of the cosmic essence, hoping to capture your soul and make you his demonic henchman for the battle of Armageddon. I've been set to calm attention. The truth must be revealed. Follow me on that. That said, his arm extended. I grabbed it and we rose. Gravity zero, higher than the astronauts in the We passed through a deep hole, lights flashing rapidly, each glow miraculously bright on my sight undamaged. It seemed though we landed and behold, a world that I was inspired by. Every prismatic color and more filled the entire sky. Giant-sized rainbow angels steady flying by. Excited, I ran through the fields, happy and smiling wide. I saw fireflies, unicorns, fairies, dragons, no lie. I was staring right at them. Barely could fathom how they were there unimagined. Just then, the very thing happened that caused this fearless assassin to straight terror and sadness. All my dead family and friends appeared on the platform, standing strong, healthy as ever. Josh, Erica, Cam, Sean, Uncle Dougie, little baby Dylan, Grandma, great grandpa, they smiled. Happy to see me. But it didn't last long. It was like a sandstorm. Their bodies broke down to molecules. Everything around me did. The sky, the grass, the trees, impossible. Every particle was swept away. It ripped my heart in two. The scenery changed. I saw flames. Chains. It was horrible. I looked at Michael. How could you allow this to happen? Where is this? Are we in hell? Is this the Matrix or something? Is there a glitch? He answered me. Careful, kid. Relax, nothing to fear. This is no more than a vision. Nothing can harm you here. Now sit. Look around you. Yes, this is hell. Lucifer's labyrinth is a perilous place where all the evil in the air exists. Listen to me. Choose evil, and this is where you're living. In darkness. I woke up, covered in sweat, scared to death. You see, for me, as an MC, writing the perfect song is important. So I keep a raw thesaurus right alongside my strongest concordance. Why? Because if God be for us, who could be against us? Paul preached on it in Romans 8. On Psalms 3:4 says, "You will hear us if I call the Lord with my voice." So I'm going to record it. Why would I not? When the cross was for us. The King of Kings and Lord of Lords has laid his life down for all. Of course, it's absolutely imperative that I preach the gospel on a tour. Hip hop's is forced across the borders, calling forth the lost and sworn. Adult music is the tide that binds those trying to find their rock and fortress. For our God is a consuming fire. Yeah, the Most High, caustic ordinance. Awesome. Glorious, wonderful counselor, coming to triumph the demonic hordes with the sharpest sword which proceeded out of his mouth. My God, the Lord of all, bright morning star who formed the cosmic chord was talking forward, speaking existence into existence. The word, read John, forfeit your life, forsake the world for Jesus Christ and will want no more, since even the smallest portion of heaven's a colossal fortune. I'm just a constant for the gospel, warring against wickedness. My marching orders, fight the good fight, having done all the stand, and refuting false doctrine course. I'm a Christian. Now, I'm not a Catholic, I'm not a Jehovah's Witness, I'm not a Mormon, but I am one of these that have turned the world upside down with sound, not performing. Thank God I got reborn when I did. Rock Bottom's not just for the anonymous organizations, but by faith I was saved from lots of torment. God reformed this creature into a free son from God's womb. That's why, by faith, I praise him always. Yahweh, my God, the source of everything.
It was interesting, this confusion of Jane and James happened when I was in fourth grade. Over and over again. Anyway, I thought, oh my God. But anyway, so my talents is it's about prayer and bringing that alive. And one of the ways I've done that is I made an altar cloth for my personal worship space. When I'm praying outside on the patio, I've got nature, I've got the real world out there. That's easier in Texas than it was in Calgary being outside. But what this does is began as part of Alliance project, making little quilts for children at risk or in sexual abuse or being examined by doctors to give them comfort. I took it myself to remind me of the real world. Isn't just beautiful nature, but some hard human stuff. And so when I pray, I can put my cross and candle in the Atlantic Ocean there, but I've got the world there. I can also pray and put another candle in Ukraine or different places. All those lines are artificial. I'll say man-made. I don't think any women have anything to do with it. But those are the locked doors that Christ goes through, walks through. And so this helps me keep my prayer life focused on the real world. And it's real easy for me to just float off into space and spirit. And it's wonderful and glorious. But the real world is where we live, and that tension between the two is very hard for me. It's very frustrating because I forget to do the littlest little things around the house. And
But it's because my mind is.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's,
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much.
I know we have to go, but we're
Oh, yeah.
close with the. The other thing I do is like a woman like Anna in the Bible, who was the first evangelist telling everybody about the baby Jesus, but none of her words are recorded. So I need something. Stop that. Lo, the ways of the divine are rare. My soul soared when I saw Mary strolling up to the temple with her new baby in her arms. When the baby's eyes met mine, I felt as radiant as a young bride, or like Moses after he went up on Mount Sinai and beheld you, O Holy One, face to face. What a God we have. One who sends us the holiness of ages in a tiny baby and gives new life to an old woman who's facing death. Praise to you, Holy Comforter, for you use the ordinary ways of women to do something extraordinary. My spirit leapt within me when I saw Jesus' dear little face. What joy! Finally, to see the new baby after a long and difficult labor. I felt like an eagle ready to take off, to spread the word. I say it now for all generations. Mary's son is the Messiah, the Christ, God's anointed one. The one we've been waiting for so long. Spread the word, the Spirit of God is upon us.
We've got more power.
So I don't know if anybody knows about I got like a little YouTube page, and this is on it. Just felt like doing this for it. It's called Fred Miller. To whom it may concern. What up? Remember me? Or has too much haze just burned into your brain cells? Like, can't tell yet who conveyed these words by looking at the name on the envelope, so conclude you when you search. I'm just wondering, how have you been? Ain't too sure when's the last time the two was makes the word. You must have heard. I've been incarcerated. Large and cages. The state's absurd, but I think we got it. I'm saying, you must have heard. Come on now. Who ain't say a word? Dude, you ain't observed that I've been MIA for over a decade. You straight hurts. You knew the day they served in time. Mom Luke's related personally to you. You don't think I'm worthy to just fame concern? What's that about? What's two Hellraisers? Or two Hellraisers murders, and now it's two papers curtain kicking you on table. I choose to stay firm. Instead, I excuse the hate, because mercy has been given to me. Forgiveness is key to true salvation's work. Believe it or not, it's true. I'm saying, rebirthed into a faithful servant of the Lord Yeshua, Jesus Christ, the truth, the way, the word, the life, the only begotten Son of the Father who created earth and all the heavens in less than 7 days. My views have changed for sure, but I digress. Yes, you displayed some hurtful hues, parading your true colors pertaining to the way you were stranger concerned. If it was you in chains and yours truly, you this way, you burned. But I guess since I put myself here, my dues to pay, not yours. Yeah. You could say that, sure, but truth, so they can turn more skilled than you. It states that your whole conclusions based on pure facts that most humans may assert to be true, since they learn only what use the state encourages. Funny, since my indictment bill is proof the state observes multitudes of layman workers as consumers raised to purchase goods. If you obey their terms, they can be used to wage you'll earn, but step outside that line one time, stay loose and chains you. Look up prison industrial complex on Google. Make a search. It's big business to this nation's bursar. The famed one person, the Occupy movement made a permanent fixture to the mainstream's vernacular affluent slave America running this new plantation term. You see, the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution states a person cannot be legally used or made to work as a human slave or servant unless convicted of a felony. No confusion. Age the words. You're in prison, you're a slave now. Compute the wage for years. A shrewd entrepreneur employer to inflate his words wouldn't choose to pay for workers when he could use free laborers now, would he? No. It's human nature's worst accident. The righteous thirst for more despite who else may suffer. Now, the U.S. claims the first place spot who enslaves most per capita, and use your brains to work out why it's lucre, gains, returns. So just remember, at any moment you have to do. Attainment hurts, but it's worse when loved ones get fed up with you when they deserve. You think you can handle living this life where abuse and rage and hurt, or COs use their race to earn, or fuck the group to make you learn that they're in charge of you? Inmates are worse. When feuds with gangs occur, ain't no one with the usually change to murder. Dudes with blazing bitter tongues, a buck 50, the chumps 50 will soothe or pray with words. Rockin' to sleep with sweet talking them creeps will mute. This church are always on guard. Nobody from making birth. That's super dangerous. Twerps who you think are pure would steal from you so they can splurge. Solitude's a made-up word. It's only used to make you yearn for peace and quiet that you will never find. It's gloom and hatred. Grr. I'm really happy that you're not in prison, my man. This place is cursed, man. I'm gone. You ain't gotta write back. Yours true, Jane, the word sees. P.S. By the way, the Bible states in Genesis 2, the 18th verse that a man ain't supposed to be alone. So when you forsake a person, you should know God doesn't like it. I mean, we cruel the same, you heard? We bless them and trust, and I'm praying for you someday at church.
Mine's not so much about work, but I have been working on something for our new church, and you may recognize her face. So when it's finished, it's going to be the 5 square feet. We'll have Joan of Arc will be holding her sword. There's a lot more of her that I haven't done yet. This is 1/12. But the coolest part was the Joan, I know, like this is a paper piece quilt. Okay.
Paper piece quilt.
Yeah. So it's all individual pieces of fabric that are sewn together. It's not applique where they're layered on top and glued. They're actually quilted together. So like each eye has 55 distinct pieces of fabric in it.
Oh, wow. That's good. That is absolutely good.
So we got something coming for the new building.
My name is George, for those of you all who don't know. So today I wanted to show off the didgeridoo. So I'm kind of a collector of unique instruments. For those of you all who don't know, so the didgeridoo is Australian in origin. It's an Aboriginal instrument. There are records that go back wall paintings to about 1,000 years, but the belief is that the instrument goes much further back than that. This instrument in particular is made of bamboo, which is a pretty common wood. A real didgeridoo from Australia is actually made of eucalyptus. So that makes them a little bit hard to come by because, so real didgeridoos are kind of natural. So what happens is the native would go looking and knocking on trees, looking for hollow ones that had been hollowed out by the termites. So there's an interesting property of eucalyptus. The actual exterior of the tree has an insecticide, but the inside doesn't. So termites are able to hollow out the insides of it. And then you have an instrument that kind of looks like this. So it's just a hollow tube. There's no reeds. There's nothing inside of it. The same property as that would work on a trumpet. So the player's lips are the actual reed of the instrument. I am by no means a player that my wife assumes and tells everyone that I am. However, I can make some noises, so I'll do that for you for those of you who haven't heard one. If you're familiar with the term circular breathing, which is a trumpeter or woodwind instrument, I am not a circular breather, but we can definitely make some noise for you. Yes.
Hey, so when Jane and I were in Scotland, we adopted two girls, 5 and 7 years of age. And so that was just at the sort of sweet spot age where I could sit on the bed, the side of the bed in the evening and tell them a bedtime story. And, you know, so that worked for about 4 or 5 years until they were too old for bedtime stories. But the whole process has been rekindled recently when our grandson was born. And he's now 6 or 7 years old. 9. So, you know, so he's in that sweet spot for a couple more years, maybe. And so since we were in Canada, living in Canada for a while after he was born, and I've been writing up some of these stories and giving them to our daughter Kathy to read to him at bedtime. So I'm going to use the sort of mechanism that Paula used last week. I'm only going to read you the first half of the bedtime story. But keep in mind that this is kind of with a Scottish idea, frame of mind or frame of reference. So there'll be some Scotticisms in here. Once upon a time, there was a wee bear named Tickles and a wee hippopotamus named Pickles, who both lived in the great forest. Tickles and Pickles were the very best of friends. They would often be seen together playing a game of tag or helping each other get honey from a nearby beehive. Tickles and Pickles were also quite willing to help other forest animals when they got into trouble. And trouble is what came their way one summer day. Tickles and Pickles lived in nearby dens. Sometimes, because they were such good friends, other animals suggested Tickles and Pickles find a bigger den and live together. Oh no, they would reply. That would never do. Pickles snored very loudly, and that bothered Pickles. And since bears hibernate over winter, which meant a lot of snoring, Pickles would have to listen to. Plus, to put it politely, Pickles was a bit untidy, and Pickles' messiness annoyed Tickles, so they were very happy with the 2-den arrangement. Now, it so happens that Pickles' den was a bit closer to the river. He could hear the river roar at night, and the sound always put him to sleep. And since hippopotamuses are thirsty animals, being close to the river meant he could get a quick drink. Tickles' den, further away from the river, was also a bit higher up the hill, so he got a better breeze, which kept him cool during the warm summers. So each den had its advantages. One day, the sky became very dark quite early. Everyone wondered why it was so dark. The breeze picked up and became a strong wind. Pickles had a hard time climbing the hill to Tickles' den that morning. The trees swayed in the wind and some smaller branches fell on the path. Pickles had to knock hard on Tickles' door to be heard over the roar. Finally, Tickles came to the door and let Pickles come.
This is a poem I wrote when I was in seminary, and it kind of goes back to the day Jesus was crucified. It was written from Mary Magdalene's point of view. It's called Why Yeshua Why. It's the lament of Mary Magdalene. Yeshua, something is not right. I can feel the unrest in your soul. Will you not share with me what troubles you? Let me take care of you tonight, like you have cared for all of us. You're troubled. I see the pacing and hear the mumbling, see the way you look toward heaven. Fear something bad is about to happen. You will not share your troubles with me. Is it fear I am seeing?
or anger, confusion? I know not, for in this dark time I fear is coming. Keep all your worries to yourself. I hear you have asked Peter and John to prepare the Passover meal. Why not me and your mother? You know we are here to serve you. Yet you ask Peter and John to prepare the meal and serve me. Why, Yeshua? Why? You have left all behind, but your 12 chosen to eat this Passover meal. Why may I not be with you, my Lord? Why may I not wash your feet and bake your bread for Passover? Why may I not serve you the wine at your table? I know I should take my place with the others, but as I turn to leave, I hear you break the bread and say, this is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. I cannot move. What does this mean? Your body? My Lord, what are you saying? My fear grows stronger by the moment. Oh, Yeshua, I carefully move from the curtain and see you take the cup of wine. Give thanks for the wine and give it to the disciples, saying, this cup that is poured out for you is the new covenant in my blood. My tears begin to flow down my cheeks as I realize that you are speaking of your own death. My Lord, you cannot leave us. You have so much work left to do. I quietly leave as the disciples begin to argue over who is the greatest among them. Who cares? Yeshua, you are the great one. Only you are the Lord. Why did you speak of death? Why did you speak as if you would soon die? Why, Yeshua? Why? I'll wait in the darkness to see if you take your customary walk to the Mount of Olives. I know you go there to be alone, but tonight I feel I must follow. I must know what is in your troubled heart. Maybe in the garden you can find peace. Silly disciples cannot stay awake even when they know you are in pain. Go deeper into the garden than usual. I hear you speak. Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done. What can that mean? Yeshua, if you would only talk to me, I would comfort you. What is this? Voices in the garden. I hide deep among the thorny roses, hoping no one sees me. It is a crowd with priests and officers of the temple police and elders, and they are led by Judas. The guard sees you and leads you away like a common thief. I quickly untangle myself from the thorns to follow the crowd. Where are they taking you, Yeshua? Why are they so rough with you? They blindfold you and mock you. They beat you and spit upon you. Why, Yeshua? Why? Where's everyone gone? Where are your followers, your believers, your disciples? Has everyone abandoned my Lord? I hear Peter denying that he even knows you. Not once, but 3 different times. How can this be? What is happening? There's confusion and yelling, and people are saying awful things about my Lord. Wait, what are they saying? They're taking him to Pilate for sentencing? What did he do? He loves everyone. He heals the sick, the lame, the blind. He raises the dead and shows people how to love one another as God commanded. The crowd is leaving. Where are they taking him now? Please don't push. There are so many people, I can't believe what I'm hearing. They're taking him to Herod? I'm so confused, I can hardly think. Yeshua would just stand there. Herod is asking simple things I've seen him do many times. Yet today he does nothing. Yeshua, please answer Herod's questions. Lord, they mock you. They have given you an elegant cloak, but are treating you like swine. Why, Yeshua, why? Now, back to Pilate. Why? Pilate found no wrongdoing. Perhaps Pilate will free you and this will all be over. This crowd, they are so angry. They curse you and call for you to be put to death. Why, Yeshua, why? Only a few days ago, they were praising you with palm leaves. begging you for healing, asking you to join them for meals, praising and blessing you. What has changed? Why do they act this way now? My Lord, they are shouting to Pilate to crucify you and release the thief Barabbas. Pilate said he would flog you and let you go. As terrible as that is, why is that not enough for them? These vipers want you to die. Why, Yeshua? Why? You only wanted to help them, to love them, to heal them. How can they turn their hearts from you? Oh, my Lord, my tears will not stop. I feel the pain of the strap each time you are flogged. I want to scream at them to leave you alone. When you look at me, through the blood and the sweat and the dirt, I can tell you want me to keep silent. I will remain quiet for now. My heart screams out in pain. I know now that you will be killed. No, not killed, murdered, crucified. Why, Yeshua, why? You are so weak from the beatings. You are unable to carry your own cross up the hill to the place they call the skull. A man named Simon of Cyrene has been chosen to carry this instrument of death. Crying, screaming, moaning, beating my breast and wailing. You tell me and the others, do not weep for me, but weep for yourselves and your children. I try, Yeshua, I try, but I cannot stop weeping. You are innocent. You have done nothing wrong. You are like a lamb being led to slaughter, and I do not understand. Why, Yeshua, why? They nail your hands and feet to the cross. You are bloodied and broken from the beatings. Yet you say, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they're doing. They're casting lots for your clothing, and you are asking God to forgive these men? Why, Yeshua, why? My heart is empty. I continue to weep, but there are no more tears. They still mock you, yet you say nothing. You even forgive the other criminal being crucified with you, telling him, today you will be with me in paradise. No, Yeshua, I am supposed to be with you in paradise. That is what you have been telling all of us these last few years. Why can I not go with you to paradise instead of this thief? You promised me, Yeshua. You promised all of us that one day we would be with you in paradise. I am angry. I am spent. There are no more tears, only pain and heartache, suffering, guilt, and shame. Why am I feeling these things? You're the one hanging on the tree, broken and bloodied, and yet still full of forgiveness. Why can't I be more like you, my Lord? Why, Yeshua? Why? It's getting dark, yet the day is only half spent. The sun has left the sky. It is night, yet only midday. The crowds are fearful, running about and screaming, weeping and wailing. But not I, Master. I will not leave your side. I care not what is happening in the world, only what is happening to you. Yeshua, you rise as if to speak, but you are so fragile. Your voice is weak, but people stop to listen. Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. No, Yeshua, no, you cannot be dead. The tears I thought were gone come rushing back, and I hear myself screaming. Then silence. No one speaks. No one moves. There is only silence. Yeshua is dead. And it is as if the world has died with him. Silence. The silence of death. Yet a lone voice is heard clearly. Certainly this man was innocent. in my issue. One.
All right, is there a next, we have time for Sarah and maybe one more? If it's in the 3 minute zone. Paula? Okay. And Jess too? How long do you think in? Operating? Yeah. Okay. That'll be the concluding act and then Paula after Zara. Yes, we should be able to wrap up. Work. Talent, amazing. You guys are amazing.
I didn't write the song, but I thought they got some of the lyrics wrong. Oops.
I don't think you trust in my prophesied sacrifice. I cry when angels refuse to fly. Wake up! Wake up! Shake up! Why did the keys up on the table? Here we go, create another fable. You wanted to grab a mushroom, put a little makeup. You wanted to hide the scars, you don't need to shake up. You wanted to watch you with the keys up on the table. You wanted to. I don't think you trust in my prophesied sacrifice. I cry when angels refuse to fly. In my prophesied sacrifice, I cry when angels refuse to fly. Father! 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 Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. Father, into your hands why have you forsaken me? In my eyes forsaken me. In my thoughts forsaken me. In my heart forsaken me. Oh, trust in my prophesied sacrifice.
You got more talent, all right. Paula, yeah. And then Jess is going to consider the operation. Beautiful work. Yeah, we'll do this next week too.
It's not my original work, and I will not be singing, but I will be reading a poem by Lewis Carroll called Jabberwocky.
Yeah.
Familiar with this? All right. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toads did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borogoves and the mown grass outgrave. Beware the Jabberwock, my son. The jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the jub bird and shun the fleas and the such. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the maxim bow he sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree and stood awhile in thought. And as in uppish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes of flame came whippling through the tulgey wood and burbled past. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O frabjous day, Camille, Calais, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toads did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borogoves and the moon rats outgrove.
Yeah.
All right, Jess, take us out and we'll conclude after this. Next week we'll be back. More challenge.